What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel, and boy, where do we start? The Polestar 3 has been revealed earlier this week and there's plenty to talk about, so let's get started. So earlier this week, Polestar finally revealed their electric performance SUV, the Polestar 3. And there's plenty to know about this car, as this is also the first car on the next generation SPA 2 architecture or platform. Short for Scalable Project Architecture, basically the platform from Volvo, from the Geely group, on which Lynk&Co bases their car, Geely will base their cars, but also Volvo, for example the Volvo EX90. So the Polestar 3 already gave a lot of details about the Volvo EX90 as well. Fun fact, the EX90 and Polestar 3 will both be produced in South Carolina in the Volvo factory over there, and from there they will hit the world basically. And later on, the Polestar 3 will also be built in China, I believe, but we will see later about that. Let's start with the colors and upholstery. Well, for the colors we have the usual Polestar suspects, so to say. We got magnesium, thunder, snow, void, midnight and Jupiter. Basically white, grayish, silverish, black, rosé-ish. The Jupiter one, that's an interesting one. Kind of looks like the bright dusk metallic from Volvo. And then also midnight, a very nice dark blue-ish kind of metallic color. That's very nice. Now for the wheels, the Polestar 3 comes as an intro edition. So as standard now you will get a quite luxurious car, meaning you will get 21-inch wheels standard. Very good looking. There are two other options, 2 times a 22-inch wheel. So that's big, of which one is a nice, well, smooth, chic wheel, and the other one is the performance pack wheel, so to say. You can also spec that on your standard, behind brackets, Polestar 3. Regarding the upholstery, you can spec a biotech upholstery, which is a bit of a textile-ish kind of material. There's also a wool upholstery, which is very nice. I like that one a lot. And then, as Polestar also recognizes, there is still a demand for leather in their car, despite that they focus on sustainability and animal-free upholsteries. But anyway, at this time they still need to offer a leather upholstery as there is demand for it. So okay, fair enough. That will be a Nappa ventilated leather upholstery, either in white or a very light material, or in a bit more dark amber-ish kind of upholstery. Then let's discuss the spec sheet provided by Polestar. On the reveal there are lots of details about the standard features and additional features on the Polestar 3 on this sheet. I marked a couple of highlights for me, or things that are interesting, so let's go through the spec sheet. But before we do so, I do want to mention that I've got 2 brand new products in my shop from SwedenWithLove.com. The first one is a keychain made sustainably from 100% cork. This is really cool. Nice little stitching in it as well, and it fits perfectly with your Volvo key. I'm really happy about this one, so make sure you check it out. And the other one I'm also very excited about. That is the new bursting blue travel mug for your coffee or your tea or whatever you like. It's based on the bursting blue metallic R design color, which sadly no longer anymore is available, but it's available on this awesome travel mug. So if you like a nice little coffee or tea in your car, make sure you check it out. It has a clickable opening, so no leaks and all that. Nice little size, fits perfectly over here in the middle console in your cup holder. So yeah, I'm super happy with this one from SwedenWithLove.com. Check it out. Now first of all, let's talk figures. The Polestar 3 long-range dual motor will set you back, starting at 89,900 euros, basically 90k. That's a lot of money. If you want to spice it up, you can go for the performance pack with that, and that will set you back an additional 6,500 euros. Do note that with the long-range dual motor standard edition at this moment, you get the Plus pack and the Pilot pack as well. So basically the 2 packs you would like on a car like the Polestar 3. So that's nice. Now it's a 5-seater car. Output and performance, the long-range dual motor, good for 489 horsepower. That's a lot. 840 Newton meters of torque. Top speed 210 kilometers an hour, and 0 to 100, 0 to 60 miles an hour in 5 seconds. That's quite impressive. Well, if you like to be a bit more impressive, well, then you can opt for the performance pack. 517 horsepower, 910 Newton meters of torque. So if you like to visit your chiropractor a lot, make sure you go for the performance pack. Top speed still 210, and 0 to 100, 0 to 60 miles, 4.7 seconds. That's quite speedy for a very heavy battery electric SUV. Then the efficiency, and this is preliminary data. The long-range dual motor will have an energy consumption average of 20 to 21 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. WLTP of 610 kilometers. With the performance pack, as you have more performance, more energy is consumed by the car. The average 22 kilowatt hours to 23 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. WLTP 560 kilometers, so that decreases the WLTP with 50 kilometers. That's quite significant, I would say, for a slight upgrade. Now do note, these are the WLTP figures. Often they turn out to be a joke, so I would say take about 75% of this for daily real world usage on average. Yeah, I'm not expecting 610 full electric kilometers from the Polestar 3. With the performance pack, that will even decrease a bit more. Keep that in mind. Now then, regarding battery and charging, the car will have a 400 volt battery pack. There's still a bit of a discussion and development regarding 400 volt or 800 volt battery systems or packs in cars, in the car industry, so to say. Kyle Connor from the Out of Spec channels made a very interesting video and explanation about this a little bit more. I'm not smart enough for that, but he definitely is. So I will put the link down below to that channel if you are a bit more interested in battery talk and technology and EVs. Now, the capacity of the Polestar 3 battery pack will be 111 kilowatt hours. That's a big battery pack. For example, my C40 has 78 kilowatt hours, so that's quite a significant difference. Now, the usable capacity of that will be 107 kilowatt hours on the full 111. Do note that that is important, because if a battery is completely empty, it's completely dead, then it will never work again. So that 4 kilowatt hours is a bit of a safe buffer in the battery pack to make sure that the battery is always, well, functional in case it gets really low. So that's important to keep in mind. Now the AC charging capacity, so basically slower charging, is max 11 kilowatt hours. That will mean that from 0 to 100% state of charge will take about 11 hours, and that is on a 3-phase 16 ampere outlet then. That's okay, but more importantly, DC charging, fast charging. This car will have a max DC charging of 250 kilowatt hours. That's nice. To give an example, my C40 has 150 kilowatt hours. So that's a big increase, and that will also mean that from 10% state of charge to 80% state of charge, the car will do, well, about 30 minutes. Do note that often the peak or the highest kilowatt hour rate of charging is often in the low 10%, 20%, 30%, and from there on it always decreases a little bit. So do not expect that this car will fast charge with 250 kilowatt hours from 0 to 80%. That's not realistic and not possible on any car in the whole industry. Then some interesting dimensions and weight. What I find interesting is especially the space inside. There will be a frunk, so a front trunk with 32 liters. That's kind of the same as my Volvo C40 has. So, for example, take a North Face travel bag size medium. That will fit perfectly. So that's a nice little, well, storage compartment, saves you one bag in the back. Then the rear cargo capacity is 411 liters. And that's with the seats folded then. And that includes 90 liters of space underneath the floor in the trunk. That sounds a bit funky, that 90 liters, but I've experienced in my C40 as well. There's plenty of space underneath the floor. You can, for example, put some nice bottles of wine in there. Just saying, just giving you a little tip. Then the towing capacity, well, we Dutchies like to go on a holiday with our big caravan on the towing hook, and that means that you need a lot of towing capacity. The Polestar 3 will have 2200 kilograms of towing capacity. Regarding warranty and roadside assistance, also pretty interesting often, especially on EVs with battery packs, which are developing quite fast nowadays, new technologies and all that. With the car, you get a complete vehicle warranty of minimum 2 years, market depending. Battery pack, 8 years. Keep that in mind, 8 years, or 160,000 kilometers, or 70% state of health on the battery. So 160,000 kilometers, not that much, I would say, not that much. But, you know, good to keep in mind these things regarding battery cars especially. Now for corrosion, basically a rusty car, 12 years, and you will get Polestar Connect and roadside assistance included for 3 years. That's very nice. Then there are a lot of options on the Polestar 3 regarding standard equipment. Lots of things to talk about, so I'm gonna put the link to this spec sheet as well in the description if you want to see it for yourself. You know, take it easy, have a look yourself. I'm gonna discuss my highlights at this moment. So infotainment and connectivity. You will still have the Android Automotive OS system. Looks very nice on the pictures. It's a bit of an update or newer version of what the Polestar 2 already has. Looks very nice. You get an integrated eSIM with 3 years connectivity, basically internet. Then the center screen, very nice looking, 14.5-inch center display. I like that a lot. Now with the ownership comes over-the-air updates. So that will mean your car is always up to date for a lifetime. So basically whenever you own the car, your car will be up to date with the latest status, improvements, features, apps, whatsoever. That's very cool. And also interesting, they state you get an NFC key card. So will that mean just like Tesla, you will have a little card as a key for the car? That's interesting. Now, for comfort and convenience, you get the panoramic sunroof and all that, electric tailgate, blah, blah, blah. Rear seat can do a 40-60 split with a ski hatch. So if you like to ski, Polestar 3 will set you up for that. The front storage compartment, as I said, 32 liters to front. And for example, you also get a 360-degree camera view, which is very nice. Well, especially if you go for 22-inch wheels, then you need some good cameras to see or prevent you from curbing those wheels. Now regarding the driving characteristics, we got air suspension, dual chamber with active dampers, and you also get a drive mode setting option. So basically we probably will have a comfort mode, a sport mode, performance mode, whatsoever. I expect with the air suspension that the car will also adjust maybe the air suspension a little bit when you go for performance mode or eco mode or whatsoever. So that's pretty nice. Besides, you also get Brembo 4-piston front brakes in Swedish gold. Of course, very nice to have, especially with a big, heavy SUV electric car with a big battery, heavy battery in the bottom. You need some good stopping power, also with performance driving, as this is a performance SUV. You need good brakes. Well, with the Brembo 4-pistons, I think you'll be very good on that part. And also nice to have, the car will have a heat pump as standard. That means the heat pump will do some of the AC climate control things for you, and that will save energy consumption on the battery. So a heat pump basically makes the car a bit more efficient on that part. Then safety and security, as this is basically a Volvo EX90 underneath, or with a lot of shared technology, we get a lot of safety, which is of course a good thing, and I would not have expected differently from Volvo and from Polestar. The car will have ADAS, so the Advanced Driver Assistance System or safety. Anyway, it will have map adaptive cruise control. So basically that will mean that if you go into a corner or something like that, I expect the car that it will slow down accordingly to the max limit for that corner to take you safely through it. Well, besides that, we see a speed limiter, driver alert, road sign information, lane keeping aid, forward collision warning. Well, the whole shebang basically is in there regarding safety, so that's very nice. Then we have two Volvo influenced options in the Polestar 3 as well. We have the driver monitoring system with two interior cameras and also the interior radar to help protect against accidentally leaving children or pets inside, including keep climate function. For the first one, that's good. I mean, that's a little system that will look at the driver, like if you're tired or really distracted or something like that, the car will then be more prepared or more actively prepared to help you out in certain situations and all that. Then on lighting and mirrors, well, Polestar has some really nice lighting sequences and all that on the Polestar 2 already. So the Polestar 3 of course has it as well. We have the LED headlights with active high beam, very nice. Then the newly dual blade daytime running lights, so basically the Thor hammer take of Polestar. That looks very cool. You will also get an option to upgrade that. I will touch up on that a little bit later. There's a nice little welcome and farewell light sequence, automatic dimming mirrors, and also you get standard privacy acoustic laminated windows. So that's of course good for safety, for noise reduction, and I think they're also a bit tinted. So that's yeah, that's very nice. Now that's the standard offer for the Polestar 3. We still have the Plus Pack, Pilot Pack and the Performance Pack. So let's discuss that as well. And also some single options, not that many, but just a few. Now, as the car is brand new, it will come standard with the Plus Pack and the Pilot Pack. On the Plus Pack, standard at launch, you will get 25 Bowers & Wilkins speakers with Dolby Atmos. I'm not sure where you fit 25 speakers in the car, but that will most likely be a good party in the car. Then the thing we all need on a car, soft closing doors. I was missing already something on my C40, but I think it's soft closing doors. For some reason nowadays we need that, so there you go, soft closing doors. Well, besides that, everything heated, windscreen wiper blades, rear seats, steering wheel, front seats, etc. And besides that, a nice little rear cargo floor lid for bag holders and that 20-inch wheels standard. Now the Pilot Pack is basically that safety pack overall, so you get that ADAS, the driver assistance, pilot assist with acceleration, braking and steering support up to 130 km/h, and also the park assist pilot in case you find it hard to park. well, the car will do it for you. And also nice, it will have a head-up display. I like that a lot. I had it, for example, in my Volvo S90. The head-up display really saves you distractions from looking down on your dashboard, basically. So that's a good thing. Now then, the performance pack. As an option, you will get a lot of cool things with that. So the performance upgrade. So you get that 517 horsepower, 910 newton meters of torque. Then also you will get the Polestar engineered chassis tuning. So that will be most likely very good, as at Polestar they know what to do with that. And well, with the performance pack, as also with the Polestar 2, you will get golden details, the Swedish gold. So for example, this seat belt, the tire valves, I believe, and yeah, just some nice little golden details, golden brake calipers, and so on and so on. Then also interesting with the performance pack, you expect you will get like performance upgrades and all that, but no, with this one you will also get a range optimization drive mode. So most likely Polestar is already expecting that the Polestar 3 with the performance pack, the energy consumption will, well, not be that good, I am assuming. Otherwise you will not put a eco mode basically in the car. So that's an interesting one. The single options. We got a 1.3 megapixel HD LED headlights, which are not for North America. For some reason, North America and high beam cars, the pixel LED headlights on the C40 and Volvo XC40 appear also to be a bit of an issue with the automatic high beam and all that, I believe, in North America. So the 1.3 megapixel LED headlights will be for the European Union, Asia and all that. That must be very good. The Swedes know how to, you know, make some really good headlights, especially for the dark Scandics. So that's, I think, an option you want on your Polestar 3. Well, besides that, not too much to mention over here. Good to know that if you want massage function in your seats, you need to go for the Nappa leather interior. So do not forget that. Also, you can opt for no acoustic laminated glass. So basically just normal glass for no cost. Not really sure why you would do that, but it's possible. And then to conclude, you can also spec a tow bar. Also nice to have, of course, with that 2200 kilograms of towing capacity. Now to conclude, there are a couple of things I'm missing on this spec sheet. Apple CarPlay, wireless or not, or with a cable. There's nothing about Apple CarPlay, so maybe that's again a bit of an issue which will come after a year or so when the Polestar 3 is released. Also, there's no mentioning of the dual-way electricity usage. So last week Volvo teased something about that the Volvo EX90 can also provide electricity back to your house, or when you put a charger in the car, it will charge it up and all that. So for example, also good for when you go camping with the Volvo EX90, it can figure well as an electricity output basically. There's nothing about that on the Polestar 3, so I wonder if the architecture isn't well suitable for that or anything like that, or if it will be on it later. You would say it's the same platform, the SPA2 platform, the EX90 and Polestar 3 share a lot of things, so why isn't it there? But maybe later, or it will be, we'll see. At least I find it interesting. Then the LiDAR, so the advanced safety system in the roof of the car, I believe, that's even smarter than, well, pretty much the driver regarding safety and looking ahead and, well, the whole thing. Anyway, the LiDAR option will become available on the Polestar 3. But as from Q2 next year, 2023. So if you want that LiDAR safety on your Polestar 3, make sure you put an order in as from Q2 next year. As I understood, if you place an order right now, and then you expect that you can change it in Q2 with the LiDAR and still get the first car, that will be not an option. So the first allocation, the first slots, they will not have LiDAR. You cannot spec that. So as from Q2, keep that in mind, you will be able to order LiDAR as well. And as I already said, the Polestar 3 and EX90 share a lot of things. So pretty much the standard equipment sheet, as we kind of discussed it right now, I think you can copy paste about 90%, 95% of that onto the Volvo EX90 as well. It will come next month, I believe in a couple of weeks the reveal will be, so that's super exciting. But these cars are basically cousins from each other. They share a lot of things. So that's at least a very promising thing. And I'm looking ahead to the Volvo EX90. I expect the price of that one to be a bit lower than the Polestar one, because Polestar was basically the competitor from Volvo, from Geely, for well, high-end Mercedes, AMG, Porsche kind of cars. And Volvo, of course, is more the BMW, Audi one. So yeah, I expect the Volvo EX90 to be a bit less expensive. It's still a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but the base price for the EX90 to be a bit lower. So that's good news for the Volvo drivers. Now to conclude, this was a lot of spec talk, details and all that. If you want to see a bit more about the car itself, make sure you check out the video of Chris Riva. He was at the launch in Denmark and also had about 15 minutes with the Polestar 3 in person. Awesome video by him. A link to that is in the description as well. That being said, I will do my best to find a Polestar 3 in person. Well, perhaps they will travel across the European Union to their Polestar stores or whatever, but I will make sure to find one as soon as possible and feature it over here on the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of the Polestar 3 in the comments down below. Do you like it or not? Or do you miss anything? Or what about the design maybe? If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. That helps me out so much. We'll be back soon with more exciting Volvo and Polestar stuff, so make sure you are subscribed. That being said, see you in the next video. Bye bye.